Let's do a head count. A couple of master assassins, the demigod, the super soldier, and you've managed to piss off every single one of us. I have an army. We have a Hulk.
Marvel Comics is currently most known for its huge action scenes on the silver screen. However, it has a history of challenging social norms. The first notable example is the X-Men, which debuted in 1963. X-Men comics feature mutants, and mutants are an oppressed minority in the Marvel Universe. Their struggles are very similar to those faced by any minority.
You want society to accept you, but you can't even accept yourself.
In the 1970s, Marvel introduced Luke Cage, who was one of the first African-American superheroes to star in a self-titled comic book series. Also in the 1970s, Ms. Marvel, She-Hulk, and Spider-Woman all earned their first solo ongoing comic book series. For one of the first times, strong female characters took the spotlight. In 1979, the character North Star was debuted. However, it was not until 1992 that the character finally came out as gay. The creator had intended for the character to be gay from the start, but the editor-in-chief at the time, and the Comic Code's authority, had policies against openly gay characters. Finally, on February 22, 2012, the characters Hulkling and Wiccan shared their first on-panel kiss. This was the first same-sex kiss in mainstream comics. This was a huge step for LGBT representation in the media, which was in turn a huge step for the LGBT community in general. Police raids on gay bars were common in the 1960s, but the one on the Stonewall Inn, a bar that catered to members of the LGBT community, led to a riot. Weeks after, residents formed some of the first activist groups for gays and lesbians. Then, on June 28, 1970, the first Gay Pride March was held to commemorate the anniversary of the Stonewall riots. In the 50s and 60s, the FBI and the police kept lists of all the people known to be gay, who their friends were, and where they liked to hang out. There were often sweeps performed to remove gays from public places, and wearing clothing of the opposite gender was illegal. People suspected of being gay were fired, publicly humiliated, physically harassed, thrown into jail, or put into mental institutions. In fact, the American Psychiatric Association classified homosexuality as a sociopathic personality disturbance until 1973. Six states and Washington, D.C. allow same-sex marriage. 21 states and Washington, D.C. outlaw discrimination based on sexual orientation, and 16 states and Washington, D.C. outlaw discrimination based on gender identity or expression. Like marriage, adoption policies vary state by state. Some allow same-sex couples to adopt, but others ban all unmarried couples from adopting. Unfortunately, no federal protections for the LGBT community are currently in place. Therefore, even married same-sex couples do not have equal treatment under federal law. And while a few people groups still adamantly oppose equal treatment of those in the LGBT community, there has been tremendous progress made, and more progress will be made in the years to come. The outlook is very positive for those in the LGBT community.
For me personally, it is important for me to go ahead and affirm that I think same-sex couples should be able to get married.